Hi there, my name is Belinda Doveston and a warm welcome to the I Ching Cafe. Thank you so much for being here. Of course, it's our weekly overview for the week commencing the 19th of October 2020. And let's see what the I Ching is wanting us to pay attention to. What is the one thing that we could focus on this week that could unlock the most value for ourselves in our lives and in our businesses? And of course, if you've not yet done so, our monthly overview for October gives you a broader view for the month of the processes of change and flows that we are being asked to pay attention to, the signs of the times, and the way that we look for the signs and we see them and we pay attention to them. We can then be better at stepping into the seat or the path of the superior person or the master, as the I Ching calls us to do. It is a tool of growth and development to guide us out of being in our lower self, in our attached self, and into a higher position, into a higher light in our lives, whether it's business, personal, whatever area of your life it impacts you the most. Right, so last week we had a locked hexagram. We had hexagram 62, attention to detail. I also had lots of paperwork and things and details that need to be sorted out, lots of little bits and bobs that kept me busy the whole week long. So what was a locked hexagram attention to detail? What was that thing that commanded your attention? All the little things. Where was the value locked up in the little things, and really getting our noses to the ground and being the little birds and picking up each of those seeds to create and unlock value. Right, so this week we have, drum roll, another locked hexagram. Okay, so last week we had a locked hexagram, and this week we had a locked hexagram. And this locked energy really says it's quite static and fixed. It's not lots of change, lots of dynamic energy. I think that whatever we're going through, I've mentioned this before, that perhaps with these 2 weeks of locked energy, what this is giving us is a little bit of a stabilization. You might find that things have just calmed down a bit for you. They aren't so tumultuous and busy and hectic. They're more focused and quieter, if that makes sense. And so another locked hexagram. Now this week we have hexagram 8, holding together, locked, which is also called grouping. And if we look at the structure of the hexagram, the trigram, the 3-lined image on the top is water, and the trigram or 3-lined image on the bottom is earth. And so what I want you to visualize in this picture that's created are all these rivers and water sources coming and coalescing upon the earth and being brought together into a central place, into a place that's guided and led by leadership. Now, this hexagram is all about having a purpose that unites and binds the leader and the group. And this hexagram is asking us this week to pay attention to the groupings that bind us, the groupings we choose to be a part of, the groupings that are meaningful, who we choose to group with and why. I would say that on a personal level and a business level, what we're going to be asked to pay attention to, what we're called to focus on this week, is looking back and reevaluating the groupings that fill our life and our businesses. In other words, what are the associations and the clusters and the communities and the people and the general community that we are choosing to be a part of? What are those businesses in your supply chain, for example? What are the associations and joint ventures you're doing through a business? What are some of the partnerships that you're using to grow your business? And are they delivering what they should? Are they right? Reevaluating your criteria and what you are getting from the groupings you are bound to. In a personal life, that might mean your spiritual groups, your book club circle, whatever it is. What are the groupings and the bonds that you are connected to? What are the groups and associations? It might even be making new choices around your Facebook groups that you're a part of, or cleaning that up. It's really about reevaluating these groups and making sure that our groups in our lives are tied and attached to a meaningful purpose, something that's deeply binding as a group that brings strength and purpose and unity to everyone. I think in this particular hexagram of this idea of the clans of a tribe being called together and these clans coming across the lands and coalescing on a central place on the flat rock. Think about some of the big movies we see, and grouping around the big rock for the council to announce decisions and to elect members this coming together and this grouping and this uniting through a common purpose and leadership. Now, when we look at this hexagram, one of the things that often comes up, and one of the guidelines for this hexagram, is that if you've asked a question about should I do X, Y, Z, or what if I do X, Y, Z, and you get this hexagram, one of the next questions you need to ask is, am I the right person to lead this group? Because leadership is a really critical part of this process. We're being called to lead, and we're being called to unite people. And so when we work with this hexagram, we also ask the question, am I the right person to lead this group? Do I have the qualities of a leader that are going to unite this group right now? And if not, what does that mean? Who is this person who could bind us together and unite us and lead us forward? So you might be called to step into a leadership position this week. Perhaps it's in your family, making some decisions, showing some leadership and direction and purpose, setting the purpose of the family unit or the community. Perhaps in your work, it's time to really rally your troops and reignite and recommit everyone to your purpose and to the central purpose you're working towards, or the goals or the outcomes. But this is about getting everybody together and everybody on the same side and with the same goal and focused as a group, as an effective group, on what's really important. And in a business in particular, this might mean calling the clans together, calling the different parts of your business together, and allowing everyone to have their say, allowing everyone to speak and bring their ideas and bring their flow. Remember, these are rivers coalescing. It's not just about people coalescing, also about ideas and input and inspiration coalescing together through a central theme of harmony, unity, and shared purpose. So this week, our radar must be up on leadership, our qualities of leadership, where we're being called to step up and unite people, to bind people, and to think about this idea that a chain is only as strong as the weakest link. What are the links we choose to rely on, to connect to be a part of? Are we doing our bit to be a strong link in the chain? And let's rethink and reevaluate what's important, what groupings are important, and what does that mean for us as we lead our lives and our businesses and our teams forward. It's a wonderful hexagram, but it also calls us to step up and to overcome some of our fears and reservations about being the leader or supporting the leader or being unified. Wherever you want to create disharmony, you're going to be challenged with this week. That's okay, we're all growing. So good luck with your groupings. Have a wonderful week. Remember also to go back and check on October. And I'll see you on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter for our daily I Ching stories. And of course, if you have not yet done so, please go to the link for this episode and go and enter in your question for the I Ching monthly giveaway tutorial. Really a wonderful way of you not only getting your question in there, but also learning how the I Ching works, because this is a set of symbols. And when we put the symbols together, the story we tell from the symbols and the language and the meaning we get from those symbols, that's where the magic truly lies. Wishing you a wonderful week, and I'm looking forward to seeing you soon.